All right. Welcome back to a very sad, very sad episode of Bears Film Room. I'm your host, co-host Dave, joined by my good friend, co-host Ficky. We are going to go ahead and recap this one, Bears Rams. It is a heartbreaker. I almost at a loss for words. Obviously, we're going to go ahead and kind of break it down and give our instant reactions. Fick, if you don't mind, I'll just go first. I'll hand it over to you. There's so much to talk about. If you're joining us, appreciate you guys. This is a tough one. I know it's not fun to listen to Bears talk on a loss like this. So if you're listening to it now, or maybe a week later, after you've had time to kind of collect your thoughts, we appreciate you. What a season! But let's get to it. So Bears Rams, truly a heartbreaker. And going into this game, I think a lot of people had house money, right? It was like a coined phrase because you beat the Packers. But to lose like this, where you have an iconic moment and from Caleb Williams yet again, one of the greatest throws I've ever seen. And I know I keep saying that, but seriously, that fourth and whatever it was to backpedal, turn around twice, and then see Komet and make that throw is just, he's so gifted, man. One of one, truly.
Crazy stat before you move on. That pass was 52 air yards, the longest pass ever in NFL history by a red zone throw. That's how far back he scrambled and then threw a perfect dime to Cole in the corner. So
it was one of the most incredible moments. I mean, I had family members, I had people text me that I haven't talked to in years because of that throw. That's how crazy it was. It made so many shockwaves. Patrick Mahomes, so many athletes, football, basketball talked about it. Mm-hmm. And so to lose, right? And the Bears should have gone for two. I don't know, but you got the stop in OT. You had every opportunity. DJ Moore stopping on that route. I love DJ. I do. He's so underrated. And I really always had his back on a lot of different things. I don't know that it looks bad. It looks so awful. Even just from the all 22 angle that they showed on the broadcast, the replays, Caleb was visibly upset. I don't know if he's played his last snap in Chicago, but I do love DJ, but that effort, I just can't even I can't speak to it. I can't make an excuse. And that's why this one sucks, because you had such a moment. And sure, the Bears left a lot of points out there. Ben Johnson is aggressive. And he did not kick field goals today. And we could talk about that later in the show. But my instant gut reaction is that I did not want this season to be over. It was such a special year. And so it sucks to lose that, especially in this fashion. I'm not sure what to do now. Of course, we're going to go through the draft and everything. But shout out to the Bears. Shout out to Caleb Williams. And I'll end with this. I'll pass it over to you, Vic, to kind of keep going here. But the question we had going this season was answered. It was, is Caleb Williams the guy? And so this one hurts. It's going to hurt. There's still some holes, a lot of things they need to fix. And shout out to Ben Johnson, year one, going 11-6, so many moments. Not his best day, but Caleb bailed him out time and time again. And it wasn't Caleb's best day, but the receivers let him down too. But at the end of this year, the goal was, do you have a quarterback? And we do. And so, Fick, I'm going to pass it over to you, man. How are you feeling after this one? We didn't even text, man. We just, hey, you ready to hop on? Yeah.
Yeah. There's two sides of the coin, right? There's the glass half full big picture where you look at the season and go, wow, we were playing with house money, like you said. Definitely, we weren't expecting us to be where we're at. We played above expectations. Fantastic year. That's if you want to take that route, I'm never going to be like, hey, don't take that route. And I still have that understanding in the back of my head. But I'm a competitive person. We've talked about how hard it is to first make it to the playoffs and then to continually win in the playoffs. As you know, we cover a team that doesn't do it often. So there's nothing promised and that we'll get there next season. Now, I'm not negative in saying that I don't think we will. I'm just saying there's a lot of variables that happen in an NFL season where it's not so easy like the NBA, where if you have LeBron, you're probably making it to the playoffs and the finals every year, right? You only have 5 players. So as long as you have a top 10, on your roster, you're probably in good company to make a decent run in the playoffs. It's not how the NFL works. That's why it's hard for teams to repeat championships. No team's ever done it 3 times. And it's happened in the NBA multiple times. So I say all of that to be like, we had the chance to win this game. If we would have got blown out, I'd have been like, you know what? We just weren't up for it. You know, the skill just didn't match. But you had a chance to win it here, and you shot yourself in the foot. I don't care what it is. The defense probably played their best game all year. 3 sacks on Matt Stafford in the first half, and the secondary was elite. And honestly, the defensive line did a pretty good job in the second half as well. So you get a nearly perfect game, holding the number 1 offense in the NFL that has scored 31 points in like 4 straight games and leads the NFL in points per game. And you hold them to 17 points and they win on a game, winner. I can't remember the scores, but the defense does their job. And for some reason, the offense couldn't. And look, I love the aggressiveness of Ben Johnson. You got to have better game plan. When Ben Johnson got hired, he talked about how he doesn't like QB sneaks. They're not big plays. He made a joke about it. I'm not saying you have to push every play, but it's funny enough that in the first half, their only 4th down conversion was a QB sneak. And then the late one in this game, you know what I mean? The big one at the end, they got it off a QB sneak. Every other play they ran on 3rd down or 4th down on short did not convert unless it was a QB sneak. And so it got to me because I'm like, bro, like 2 of those 4th downs was where Caleb or a run where a guy was like maybe inches. It's not like 4th and a yard. It's 4th and inches. Just push your guy forward, and it's easy to do. So I was getting upset with Ben in those situations, right? Because if you're going to be aggressive, do the play that's most likely going to convert. You know what I mean? Easy to say Monday morning quarterback, hindsight's 2020, but these are literally inches we're talking about. And it just seemed consistently over and over again, he didn't do it. And guess what? You lost 6 points because of it, and that would have won you the game. Now, there was one you converted on that turned into a touchdown, which is good. You know what I mean? Kurt Warner even talked about it. It's like, hey, man, you can't leave points on the board. I have friends, my Packer friends, like, bro, you guys are leaving too many points on the board. And I'm like, I know. It's the playoffs. You have to get the points when needed. So my final thing is I still have faith in Ben Johnson. I still have faith in Caleb Williams, and I still have faith about the future. But this is a post-game show talking about the game we just watched, and that was one of the worst, in my opinion, worst called offensive games that we've seen from Ben Johnson, at least in the back half of the year. I'm not calling like week 2 against Detroit. So I honestly, like if we're doing a grade, what I walked away from was Ben Johnson blew that game. And I think it can be true. Like, hey, Ben Johnson also got us to this point.
I don't know. I don't agree with that, but I do. I like the spiciness. I do.
And I think people think there can't be nuance. So I'm like, I think he had one of his worst called games all year. But at the same time, I still think he's probably going to go down as one of the best head coaches the Bears have had in a long time. But hey, he just had a bad day, and it cost this team. That's it. You know what I mean? Dennis Allen's had bad days, and it cost the game.
Is Ben Johnson play receiver?
No. So that's another point too.
Come on. I just don't agree. I just don't agree with that. It wasn't even that Ben. I don't think it was his worst game. It just looks so bad because of those pass catches.
They only scored 17 points against not that great. The defense wasn't fantastic.
Sure, but
guess what? Here it is.
There?
Huge. And guess what? Here's what I want to go to next. I agree.
And not even that, just the interceptions too. The one to DJ will be talked about, but there was another in the game it's questionable. But go ahead.
No, you're right though, right? Because I was upset about the drops. I was tweeting about how many they had throughout the whole game. So you think, okay, maybe the passing game's not going. For some reason, the wide receivers aren't catching the ball, weather conditions, whatever it is. What do you think you would do? Run the ball. They were plus 0.17 EPA on running the ball, and we threw the ball 42 times. Now, some of those later in the game, but we were running the ball well, except on like 3rd and short, which was interesting. And I think he got away from the run game, in my opinion. Or the runs were not the right type of runs. There would be a run we'd go for. There would be a drive where we ran the ball pretty well. And I swear the next drive we did the 3 and out we had, he did 3 straight pass plays. And guess what happened? We had to punt the ball. So I just felt like it wasn't Ben Johnson's best called game. Okay. That's just my opinion. And I think it cost us the game too, because they were the play calls were crucial. And even for Caleb, that fourth down that he converted, let's be real, that wasn't a great play call. It wasn't like anything was open. Caleb ran for his life and basically just, threw a beautiful pass, but it wasn't like that was a well-executed play. You know what I mean? That's what makes the play so crazy. So I know I'm going a little bit long-winded here, but I just want to make that point clear because I think a lot of people are looking at like, well, great season. Absolutely great season. But it's not like this team had a legit chance, ball in their hand, defense did their job, marched down the field, win the game, and they didn't do it. So I think that does fall on your head coach, a little bit on Caleb as well, and also on your wide receivers who can't catch the ball. They had 10 drops? So
I don't know if they had 10, but
it was a lot.
I'm just calling because you said we lost this game because of Ben Johnson. I just don't agree with that take. He had a bad game, absolutely. But and even if it was his worst game, the Bears had so many opportunities where they should have won this game. And I truly think it's on the pass catchers. It's on Rome Odunze. I love Rome. God, there's a big question mark with him. And in my opinion, when it comes to making catches, it's the consistency because he had like two big ones, right? Mm-hmm. But he also had, this game starts completely different. Caleb's 2 for 2, 65 yards and a touchdown. The Bears are up 7-0 and riding that momentum. Instead, it's 7-0 Rams. Caleb has an interception and he messed up his finger a little bit. So there's that swing there. And then Colston Loveland, I hope he's okay. I think it's a concussion from what I'm hearing, but yeah. End of the day, too many drops. And that right there is what lost this game. And on top of that, the effort from DJ, because the fourth down interception, I'm not mad at. Again, that's Rome should have had a touchdown there on that opening drive. And then you get the other one in overtime that basically put the Bears season to bed. The Rams went down and they made a couple plays themselves. But I'm just, I think we could kind of stick on the nitty gritty of or get real detailed about this game and give our takes. But what a season from Ben and Caleb, really. The entire Bears, team, from how magical it felt. I just wish they had one more, trick up their sleeve where they could have pulled this one out, because that play, we'll always remember it from Caleb. But it just, unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit more diminished because the Bears did not win, right? That just happens with every great sick throw, play, whatever it might be. But that truly was something that I don't think we've ever seen. And maybe Caleb will give us another second showing of it. But the Bears, they had a chance today. So many points on the board. Like you talked about earlier, Fick, Ben was very aggressive, and I love that about him. But damn, take the 3 points sometimes, especially early on in a playoff game.
Yeah, or don't be so predictable. I mean, even Chris Collinsworth called it out. It's like, hey, your first 15 run plays are all to the right side. Now, I get it because you had an injury, but, that third down stop where we lost yards, guess what we did? We ran to the right side, and then we ended up having to punt. So, again, I'm not trying to belittle the season or take away from what this fantastic season was, and it was. And I think this team's going to get better. But my point is you had a chance. It was right there for you to then move on to the next round, and you squandered it. And I think that falls a lot. And then you can't put one single blame on one single person or one single unit. But I think if you're doing a pie chart, he's probably taking most of the blame. But first year head coach, maybe he'll get it right. We'll see what happens next year. It's just that I think we talked about in the pregame. It's just nothing's promised. You just don't know what next year's going to happen, right? Someone can get injured. I'm not wishing this and not saying it's going to happen, but you could have like a Jaden Daniels year next year. Caleb maybe gets injured. He's out. You see it happens to anyone. It's a brutal sport, and you don't have that opportunity. So I just feel really disappointed. I'm not mad. It's just because it was right there. You couldn't have written a better story because you had the ball after your defense made a stop. And this defense, shout out. Brisker probably played his best game I've seen all season. Fantastic. Kyler Gordon looked amazing. The defensive line, fantastic. It was a solid all around. Kevin Byard almost had 2 more picks. I don't know what else you could have asked for this defense against the number 1 offense in the NFL. And so I know Dennis Allen's had some up and down years, but if you want to talk about big picture, what you feel good about, If you feel good about Ben Johnson, you should feel just as good about Dennis Allen, because what he's been able to do with this defense, which has way less weapons, I think we can all agree with that, with what he was able to do on that side of the ball and his game plan, like his game plan was fantastic. So, excuse me, I'm excited to see what happens in this offseason, because I think we know that it's going to be mostly defensive side, because that's our weakest side. I'm excited to see how that turns out. Second year Dennis Allen with some of those guys coming back next year as well. But I had to give flowers to them, because there's not one single person on that side of the ball that I really had to complain about. Maybe like one penalty by the Javon Dexter, but that kind of looked like a flop. But other than that, like, they played their asses off, and they really were the MVPs of the game, in my opinion, because if it wasn't for them, the Bears didn't even have a chance to win this.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said. And you talked about Dennis Allen. I think it was last week or maybe a couple weeks ago. There's been moments where teams were calling for DA. Like, is he going to be around next year? Which I thought was hilarious. But it's always the players. It's always been the players this year. And Brisker, you nailed it. What a game! And in a moment where, I mean, he's going to be. The question is, are you going to extend him? Right?
Yeah.
What does that look like? And today you saw a Brisker that looked just unstoppable. He had a 3-and-out on his own, where he had a sack, or a run stop, a sack, and then a pass defended. So it was just an incredible performance from him. And you talked about the talent, Vic. That's going to change here in about 3 months, brother. Because they're going to load up on that side of the ball, and I cannot wait to see what DA does with a Max Crosby, whether it's maybe two elite edge rushers, or maybe maybe the inside, you get like a lineman too, defensive line. There's just so many possibilities, and they're going to attack the draft, and it's going to be defensive heavy. It has to be. The Bears offense, although it kind of stuttered and it was weird today, and I think that's what Ben Johnson in year one was really like. Like, although we saw so many flashes, so many fourth quarter, rallies, this offense still wasn't, I wouldn't say it's peaked, and it's not even close.
Not even close.
We live in year two with Ben, and this offense is going to be in it. I think we're going to be a little disappointed, because this was such a fun year where you won so many close games. And I'm not saying the Bears are going to blow teams out, but I guarantee you they're going to handle business next year, where it's going to be a lot easier on Bears fans in the fourth quarter, because I think they're going to be cleaning. They're going to clean up so much. And then you talk about this rookie class. Loveland today, weird game, concussion. He still showed flashes. Luther Burden, right? Kyle Monungai, Ozzie Trapillo is going to come back. Like, these rookies played so above, expectations.
Yeah.
And then you talk about DJ Moore. I'm not sure if he's going to be back, but then you got Rome. Hopefully he gets better, but obviously the foot. But it's like, and then Komet. This offense and what Ben Johnson and Caleb, this is the worst I think we're truly ever going to see this group. And that's just, obviously each season is different, but I truly believe this is the worst we're going to see him. Like, and that's exciting if you're a Bears fan. So,
for sure.
I'm excited.
Future is very bright.
Yeah.
This game, though, I did not. I'm sorry. I just did not like it from the offensive side.
Yeah.
It just wasn't enough for me. So
I agree. But it's hard to be positive sometimes, but I'm going to stick with that, man. I'm going to stick with that.
I'll be more positive.
But can I say
tomorrow.
something too?
Yeah, please.
Let's be a little. Yeah, I want to talk about, because you said it earlier on the show, and we talk about it all year, is to take advantage of this opportunity. You look at the Commanders last year. Right. You are not promised anything next season, whether it's health. Caleb played every single game.
Yes,
played every single snap.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken, I don't think he came out. An Iron Man, if we've ever seen, like, he truly was.
He barely gets hit now.
Yeah, and what he does, he's just so tough, right?
Yep.
But nothing is promised, and you want to take advantage of every opportunity, every shot, every playoff run, because we've seen so many great teams, so many good teams never get back, right? And I'm not saying Ben and this team won't, but
nothing's promised.
But nothing, yeah. And so it's
a hard league.
That hurts here, because the Bears were a couple plays away from a trip to the NFC Championship.
Really just like one. I mean, like if you didn't throw that pick there, you get like a 10-yard field goal range. So,
and I want to pull that up actually. Bears Rams. Was that pick he threw in overtime? Do you remember what down it was?
I think we just converted the fourth, right? It's either first or second.
Give me a second here. Plays.
I know that Caleb's last 3 interceptions have all been on 4th down because that's normally when he risks
Here we go.
his throws.
So interception came. So 2nd and 8, 6 minutes and 47 seconds left in overtime. Kyle Monangai just ran for 2 yards. So it's 2nd and 8 on the Rams 48. Caleb Williams passed deep right, intended for DJ Moore, intercepted by Cam Curl, LA cornerback, number 22. For no gain. Luther Burden, obviously, with the tackle. But yeah, 2nd and 8. And I love Caleb. I do.
Can't make
but
that
it's like,
throw.
but it's
That's
like,
so risky.
And here's the thing. If DJ keeps going, sure. Like it's even probably broken up or it's an incompletion, but it's such a risky throw. And I think I saw that a little bit today where there was a couple passes where I'm like, oof, and some were picked. But I think in this play, on this interception, with 6:47 left in overtime, and Kyle just picked up, Monangai picked up 2. I almost wish sometimes Caleb, and I think this is where he's going to grow, where it's like, take what the defense gives you, use your legs, which he was using on that drive, live to fight another down. And I'm not saying it was a bad throw or bad decision, but it's like, given the moment, and tell me if I'm wrong here, Fick, maybe just don't go for that hero type play. You just didn't need, it wasn't a 4. It's even hard if DJ keeps running, I don't think that's 100% a completion.
It's hard though,
it's
because
not an interception.
It's that balance of he makes plays like that. Like I agree with you completely. Let me start there. But Caleb makes plays like those all the time, and so it's hard to be like, whoa, don't do it there. You know what I mean? That's the balance, I think, of just being a young quarterback. You figure out like what situations are worth those type of risks, and sometimes they pay off. You know what I mean? So I agree. I 100% agree with you. I also think it's 2nd and 8. You're on their 48. Run the ball. You've been running the ball. So I know you only got 2 yards there. You run the ball. It's 3rd and short. Guess what? It's 2 down territory still. You have 2 more plays to get probably 6 yards. You know what I mean? I don't know. That I know I keep going back to this, but normally I am enamored. I love Ben Johnson's play calling. I'll have to look at the film, obviously, but it just felt not normal by some of the play calls. But anyways, because I agree, if you do that, you don't have to force that. Or like, why would you even design that type of play for the deep shot, for the kill shot, when you don't necessarily need it? Run down the clock, because they can still get the ball back, which they got. If anything, run down the clock. There's 7 minutes left. Get it to, like, let's say you don't convert a field goal or whatever. You can get that down to 4 minutes. That makes it even harder for the Rams. You can punt, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Maybe not punt. You'd probably go for it. But my point is you didn't need that big play. I would have tried to run down the clock just a little bit more, get those chunk yards, and then give yourself a situation where a scenario where if you miss the field goal or it gets blocked, they don't have much time on the clock to move the ball. Kind of like what they did going into the, at the end of the 4th quarter. So I don't know. Again, Monday morning quarterback, it's so much easier to be like, they should have did this. They should have did that, after things don't go your way. But in the moment, I was like, I don't feel like that was the right call. And I already had my predisposition with the 3rd and 4th down calls previously throughout the game that we're not working on 3rd and short, which is so weird. I'm like, why can't this team get a yard? It was always 3rd and 1. And then end up being 4th and 1. They'd go for it and they'd not get it. So just an interesting game for the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of key plays we could talk about. I do want to get to a couple supers here. We have one from we'll go to our first. There's quite a few. First of all, I appreciate so many of you guys sending in money after a loss like this. What a season. You guys have supported like none other, and so we appreciate it. But let's get to these supers. This is from Carlitos Gui 96 499. I agree. Ben calls were a huge factor. Could have called a boot and no one beating Caleb to the corner. 100%. Let's get to the next one here. Phil Newman with $5. Thanks for all the covers this year. OG listener from the offseason to the draft through the season. Hell of a ride, boys. Bear down forever.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Phil. Absolutely. Hey, I'm excited about the offseason. I know it's weird to say, especially right after like how fresh of a loss this is, but man, it's going to be fun to build this team. Like, see what they do. There's so much more they can kind of get to. So thank you, Phil. What a season, but the coverage doesn't end here.
And thank you, Carlitos, as well for the 5 there. Okay,
absolutely. Another $4.99 from D Galvez 54, anticipating the all 22 because it looks like the Y was open and flat during the interception in OT. It looked like Moore was on the dig route. I don't know why so risky. Nailed it. Yeah, risky throw. And then Caleb did just state right now in his presser that there was a miscommunication between him and DJ Moore, like we all expected. Terrell Owens also, I don't know if you saw his tweet. He's like, he could not believe. He said it's not on, that interception's not on Caleb. And then we got our $9.99 from Domain Expansion. Great season, shitty way to go out. Perfectly said there. But we're in good hands with Ben. Bear down. So thank you, Domain. Thank you, Galvez54 on YouTube. Vic.
Yeah, no, I just want to bring up a tweet from fans of another team, or a message I got that kind of like got me, like calmed me down a little bit. Not that I was super angry, but I was kind of like disappointed, like I was talking about. But this is from obviously a fan of another team, not the Bears, but said, hell of a season. You have a QB and you have a head coach. You guys will be fine. And it's just like, you know what? Absolutely right. That's like you talked about, those are the 2 things we were looking for going into this season, and the Bears have them. So again, this sucks. I still stand on how I feel with Ben Johnson calling the game, but this team could be something special next year. It's possible. We'll have to wait and see though, but nothing's promised. So that's the balance of it all. I was trying to be like, you were almost there, but can you get back there next year? Because on one side, it could be like Detroit when they were kind of getting good and then they had that great year the following year, or it could be Detroit after they lost in the NFC Championship and then how they looked this year. So that's the duality of the NFL. Which version are you getting? You know what I mean? Where you were kind of at the tipping point and then you went to your peak, or you got so close and then things went to hell like the Commanders. So, but should be fun.
And I won't think on that. I think the biggest thing with that question, Fick, is what matters is your floor, and that floor is truly created by your head coach and your quarterback. True. And what we saw this year, I feel very confident that this Bears team is going to be, they're going to be contending at least for the playoffs whenever you have 18, whenever you have Ben on the sideline.
I think that's a great point, Dave. The floor is raised because of your head coach. And so we shouldn't be seeing 5-win, 4-win seasons anymore with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, unless Caleb's injured. So,
question here.
Wait, can I bring up the super chat first, and we'll go to that question?
Which one?
We got another one came in here from a $5. Actually, 2 more. No, 1 more came in from Ali Alamo 0326 on YouTube with a $5 super chat. Said, "Sup, fellas? Mitch here. What's up, Mitch? This one stings because I wanted it badly this year. Like you said, nothing is promised. Looked at the history, 2006, 2018. I'm hurt. Yeah, that is true. Maybe it is the Bears PTSD, but I do feel better about the quarterback, so it doesn't feel like 2018. In 2006, they still had good years, 2007, 2008, if I do believe so. So,
yeah. Well, thank you, Alamo.
Yeah, appreciate it,
$5. This was a completely different season. You won a playoff game, you beat the Packers, and that's why that mattered. Like, if you lose to Green Bay and maybe in a fashion like this, that offseason, it stings a little bit more. And although this one is brutal and it hurts, because the Bears had a shot here to go to the NFC Championship, and they just didn't play well on offense, and the Bears defense played so well, and they missed a golden opportunity, in my opinion. So, all in all, just a magical season. But I'm not. This doesn't feel like 2018 or anything like that.
No, 2018
I'm
there was
so
almost
optimistic.
2018 there was almost a hole in my wall from the Cody Parkey one. Yeah, it's a different feeling because of that understanding that your floor is going to be higher because you have your.
I was hoping so bad. So it was a 42-yard field goal that the Rams kicker Mevis hit. I saw the 42. I think it was a 43-yarder with in 2018 that the Bears the double. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm saying here.
Yep, I already said it.
No, you're good. But I was like hoping for some type. I asked for one more miracle, and I thought, yeah, well, yeah, my father-in-law, I think he was here. We had a lot of people over watching, but he thought they missed that, and I knew right away from my angle. I was like, nah.
Imagine if they would have done the field goal camera like they did on the first one for Cairo
with Santos. Yeah, that was crazy. I was like, I thought it was short.
I couldn't see the ball. I had no idea. I was like,
well, I thought we couldn't see the ball because it was so short. Yeah. So I was that was pretty funny. But I want to go over just some more opportunities here, Fick. If you don't.
Yeah. Well, can we get to our first? Let's get to our first break here real quick. First time out, and then we'll get to that. First off, thank you for watching the BFR Podcast, the #1 show for the fans by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag New Face Gang in the chat. That's hashtag New Face Gang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the #1 show for the fans by the fans, the BFR Podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Absolutely. We have another super here.
Oh, wow.
Appreciate you guys. Cougs with the $2 super, just saying thanks for all the pods this year.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in. One of we've been doing this pod for over 3 years. This is obviously the greatest season we've ever covered while doing it. It's probably the greatest season I've watched. I know we're a little bit younger when it comes to Bears fans. We saw the 2006 season, the Super Bowl 2018. This one was truly, I'll remember it forever. So everyone that tuned in, appreciate you. If you can hit that like button, subscribe, stay around. Our coverage doesn't end just because the Bears season's over. We're going to ramp up a ton. We have our draft coverage. We have a lot of fun interviews, tier list. We have a great time in the off season. So stay tuned. Support, hang out. Cannot wait to kind of get to that off season. Obviously, we've talked about already, tough loss, but I'm excited about the future and I'm optimistic. So, but Vic, I want to kind of go over some of the missed opportunities from this game.
Oh, fantastic! Yes, I would love to hear one of them.
So I have a couple here. So fourth and two. Wait a second.
Before you go, we have one more super chat. Sorry,
there's gonna be more, man. I can feel it. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, Brock Shafman on YouTube with the $2 super chat, and we'll get to this question later. But what free agents do you think the guys should resign? We'll go over this first, and then we'll answer that question later. But go ahead, Dave. Go to the
well, I don't think we'll answer it now.
Probably need to do that in the offseason.
We have our free agency pods. We have about 4 or 5 of them. So
I haven't even done this.
We're going to have our off-season plans. Do you resign Brisker? So Brock, there's a lot of questions, a lot of free agents that we're going to discuss. So I appreciate that one. I'll start with one. I think Brisker should be back. I think you should bring him. But I cannot wait to dig into that. That's going to be our off-season pods, and we'll get to it. So, but thank you again for the $199.
Appreciate that.
Let me see here. Really cool video. Looks like there's a standing ovation from the Chicago crowd.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty sweet. Yeah, I was trying to pull it up here.
Man, I'm trying to enjoy it, but also I hate moral victories. So you know what I mean? I'm having a rough time over here, Dave.
No,
I am
standing ovation. Love. What a crowd. What a crowd.
Yeah, it's true. That was also to the person we sent to the game. I'm sorry, I can't think of his name. Pedro.
Yeah.
What a game he got to witness. Everyone we've sent to games have probably witnessed the craziest games in my lifetime. So
almost pulled that one out too.
Almost pulled it off. What a game. But anyways, go ahead.
Pedro. And the cool thing is, shout out to Joey Swole as well. He FaceTimed Pedro, our ticket winner, who took his younger brother with him. He also paid for his parking, gave him some money for food. Cool. Joey Swole, what a dude. Obviously, great Bears fan. Cool stuff. But I kind of want to just go over some of the missed opportunities real quick, and we'll do it quick. But the 4th and 2, that first interception, you can even go back to the Rome drop that started the first drive for Chicago. The 3rd and 1, and then the 4th and 1 fail, basically a turnover on downs. Then the 3rd and 1 fail that ended up a punt. That's where we talked about Ben Johnson and that play calling. It was questionable at times. Then the 1st and goal from the Rams 5, turnover on downs.
Yep. And
then a ball at the Rams 48 in OT, and it was the interception. So it's like, dang, man, this Bears team, they haven't shot themselves in the foot, not very often. Like the penalties, there was a false start. I think they called it on Rome, but I think it was on Zacchaeus. But they didn't it wasn't like they were undisciplined or anything like that. It's just they didn't execute right, and that's what we know they can, and we've seen them do it. They didn't get the job done today. So,
this is their fault. They had every opportunity to win it. They should blame nobody but themselves. So simple as that. Great season. Look, they overachieved. They did things that we didn't expect them to do, but tonight they underachieved. Well, not the defense. The offense underachieved. The defense overachieved. That was probably one of the most surprising aspects of this game is how locked in and how they locked the Rams receivers. They played
Stafford
against the best offense in the NFL. I don't know what else you can ask for them. Like, that is an A++ performance, not only because of how well you played, but who you did it against. Like, come on. It's crazy. Held Stafford to 0 touchdowns. Made him punt 4 or 5 times. I mean, I don't know. You held him to, I don't remember what the final scores. I'm so sorry because I just turned the TV off. But you held him, I think, under 20 points, or maybe they got over 20 on the field goal with 2017 or something like that. You can't really ask much from that side of the ball. And I will say this, because we talked about this when the signing happened. I talked about how one of my favorite signings obviously was Ben Johnson, but second was Dennis Allen. Why? Because when Dennis Allen was a defensive coordinator on the Saints for about 10 years, he had at least 7+ seasons, I believe, where his defense was top 10 in the NFL. He's also been a head coach twice, has failed at head coaching twice. And he's a little bit older in age, not like too old, but enough where it's like, yeah, people probably won't be poaching you for a new head coaching job. You know what that means? Hopefully the Bears have their Steve Spagnuolo, who's going to be good on that side for a long time. So now you have a Ben Johnson pairing you have faith in, and now you have a Dennis Allen pairing, and you're not worried about either of them getting poached. So I actually feel more excited about that moving forward. Obviously, Caleb too, but having not only your head coach, your quarterback, you also have your defensive coordinator, more than likely at least here for 4 years.
I agree with that. I don't think Dennis Allen's going anywhere.
Glass half full. That's fantastic.
Al Harris. Okay. I know we're going to get to it. I hope he stays. I hope he stays. That would be cool for him to run it back. He did a great job. See a CJ Gardner-Johnson there. I can't wait. We'll get to everything here in regards to what the Bears are going to do in the offseason. But
yeah, it's just those opportunities, man. That's just I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight because of those. It just blows my mind.
And then I want to go again on overtime. So when the interception happened, right? The drive. So the interception, and then you get the Rams are so even with the pick that Caleb threw, Nakua, it's basically what is it? 1st and 10 on the Rams 22 after the interception. Then it goes 4-yard run. It was an end around to Nakua. And then a 15-yard pass to Parkinson. It was really easy. Tremaine Edmonds with the tackle.
Yeah, it looked like a pick play.
This is the problem I have. So after that 4-yard run, They throw. There's a 15-yard pass to Parkinson, and then and then on 1st and 10 at the LA 41, another 12-yard pass to Devontae Adams, and this one was an incredible throw. And there was a replay review if you remember, and it was close. It was very, very close. It was upheld, and the ruling on the field stood. Then you get a 4-yard run by Blake Corum, an incompletion, and then this is it. Another 16-yard pass to Nakua that went to the Chicago 27, and they get a 3-yard run. And then what's crazy is two back-to-back throws from Stafford.
Yeah,
and then you get the game-winning field goal.
Well, here's the thing
they gave up some chunks.
Yeah, well, Dennis Allen took a risk there. Pressure had been working all night, and on that 3rd down, he sent 7, and Kevin Byard had to play man on Nakua, and he just couldn't get there fast enough. So, excuse me. The last drive, not great. But again, why are they on the field? The defense already did their job in overtime. The defense was on the field twice. If your defense is on the field twice in overtime, it is never their fault. I don't care. It can't be their fault. They did their job the first time. Offense, you got the ball after they punted it on like the 50-yard line. What are we doing?
Yeah.
So, anyways, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the defense wasn't 100% perfect, but I think they did about as much as they could. So, for what the unit is and the problems they've had, they played the best game of their life there across the board. And unfortunately, the offense couldn't figure it out. And you know what? A big thing too, I saw this in the comments that like once maybe we win if Colson Loveland doesn't get injured on that last drive.
Yeah, as far as like easy completions go, like who knows what it looks like? It's a tough one. I bet Colston wanted to go out there. If this was 15 years ago, he probably does. But with this new NFL stuff,
they shouldn't. But
but that definitely plays a role. But even on that, Colston was out on the most incredible throw. I cannot believe it. That one to Cole Kmet to win, or not to win the game, but to tie. Or to at least score and give the chance. There's a chance in overtime.
Were you happy with the field goal, the PAT, or would you rather go for 2?
Oh yeah, I thought Ben would go for 2. I truly did. And maybe if Loveland, we talked about it, if Loveland is not hurt, who's going to stop him in that? Who's going to stop him on a 2-point conversion? Like we saw it last week where it was money. And it can be a very simple, route for Loveland. He's going to win most of the time. So it's like, who knows what that play call would have looked like if Loveland was not hurt? Because at that point, Loveland was in concussion protocol. He was not coming back in that game, at least, probably at all. And so I would have loved for Ben to go for 2 because at the end of the day, you had that momentum there, but the right call was probably to kick the PAT and then send it overtime. And you got your opportunity. The defense got you a 3 and out, and you had your shot. And we all know what transpired. So not mad at it. Just disappointed, man. Like you said, so many missed opportunities on this one.
It's crazy because how the tides have changed. And we've talked about this from the 8, 9. Actually, I think that was the 10th close game this season, which is crazy because we've only played 19 games this year. So half of the games came down to basically the last minute, which is, I'm definitely gonna have to go to the hospital to get my heart checked out after this season. But anyways, what I was saying was when we got the ball back, I actually thought it was game over. I was like, oh, we won this. Thanks for playing.
I did too. I honestly feel like I jinxed it. I looked at my wife and I said the same thing, Fick, and she goes, "Oh, don't jinx it." I was like, "Shit." I was like, "Crap, man, maybe." But I felt so good.
We haven't felt like that in a while, bro.
That feeling, I guess, is that's a huge takeaway.
It is.
We had that feeling.
I mean, it's huge for next season.
With our quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, look, we've said it so many times, but those boxes are checked, and so that's good. I don't like that Caleb had 5 interceptions in the playoffs. 3 of those are at least wrong routes from the from the wide receivers or the offensive group. So that's not great, but I mean, it is what it is. We still see you see the ceiling of what Caleb can be.
Yeah.
And I think the nation saw in this playoffs what Caleb, the people who didn't watch Bears games through the regular season, you saw what Caleb Williams is tonight.
This was Caleb's first playoff run.
Yeah.
Hopefully one, not the last and one of many, but he delivered so many moments, so many plays, arguably two of the greatest throws in playoff history. I'm not saying they're the two best, but they're up there between the
skill
the
level
Packers one where it's 4th and 8, the skill level. And then I know the 4th and 8 was talked about, but what he did to see Komet and then to make that throw is unbelievable. Given the moment, the circumstance, he is so awesome. And he's just getting started, man. He's just getting started. Like he's gonna be so lethal when Collinsworth. For what he is, sometimes I can't stand him, but he's so right. Where it's like Caleb, there he missed an easy one, or he missed an easy one here. Like there's gonna be a time here, a couple years down the road where he won't miss those, and that's where the defenses are gonna really pay. And this is like I said it earlier, like this is the worst version of Ben Johnson and Caleb I truly believe we're going to see in Chicago, and that's the floor. So
I agree.
I want to get to the super though.
Well, no, first off, this comment.
Us from summer.
This comment's even funnier though. Why isn't Dave reading his wife's super chat? I just think that's funny.
Where?
No, they're referring to this super chat. They think that's your wife. That's Summers. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why.
I was like, why?
I know. I was like,
I'll let you read it.
Yeah, it's
no.
fine.
This is Summer. This is
Summer. This is my partner. Yeah, says $20 super chat. Appreciate that, babe. Said I know it hurts, but the future is bright for both the Bears and BFR. Y'all have invested so much into this. Shout out to you guys. Proud to see the growth. Cheer up, Fick. Babe, I'm actually in a decent mood after a loss, but yeah, appreciate that love. And she's right. We invest a lot into this, and we love it because we get to have seasons like this and have shows like this. So really do appreciate it. We don't toot our horn that often or brag about ourselves, but we did put a lot of effort into this season, and we're happy to see like what it brought, the joy and the excitement and the community we built for y'all. I'm excited to see, you guys get to enjoy that. So thank you for being along for the ride is basically what I'm trying to get at here. Yeah. Go ahead, Dave.
Thank you, Summer. No, I appreciate that. Really awesome, kind words. I can't believe we get to do this, build a community, and just get to talk about this Bears team. I do it off camera, on camera. I'll do it no matter what. So to be able to do it and share it with everyone, it's surreal. And it's so
think
cool.
about it, Dave. When we started this, like we prayed for days like this.
Mm-hmm.
We prayed to be in a playoff game talking about it. We joke on, if you've been following us for a while, we joke about it all the time. We just wanted to see good football in November. Go ahead. Dave.
I will say this though. I pray to God we don't get a Josh Allen type.
Oh
arc.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. Like we're so far away from that, but like I can't. I don't want to like experience too many
loss
of
after
these,
loss
like,
of loss. Yeah, you want to get at least one championship
that are heartbreaking. But yeah, that's why it's like
hypothetical.
That's why if we could have just got this championship out of the way year 2, okay, we got one. Now it's just fun.
So close.
But now it's like
that's why I'm disappointed.
Now we're striving. Yep, and you just don't know every year. So
hypothetical, totally random, but it make me spark this question. I think would be a good dialogue. What would you rather have? The Josh Allen arc where you just know, and it feels like you're just never gonna, like your quarterback is great, but you're just never going to get over that hump. And that happens in the NFL all the time. Great quarterbacks in the regular season, they can't do it in the postseason. Or would you rather have an Eli Manning where it's like regular season, quarterback's kind of all over the place. You might get some good plays here and there, but in the playoffs, when Eli Manning makes the playoffs, you get 2 championships, and both against the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer, but I just thought that was kind of interesting to see. Which one would you like more? The exciting 17 games during the regular season, but the ultimate disappointment in the playoffs, or the disappointment in the regular season, but then the maybe exciting games of the playoffs that may not be due to your quarterback or not? It's a tough one.
I don't know. I think Caleb, I don't really want to answer, but I will say this. I think Caleb has it in him to have, we've seen it where he can deliver in the playoffs. So I think no matter what, since we have Caleb Williams, we're going to have a chance no matter the game, no matter what happens. And the thing with winning a Super Bowl is you gotta win at least 3 to 4 games right in a row when you get into the dance. So
yeah, at least 3.
The ball has to bounce right. There's so many good teams. It's hard to win in the NFL. So I'm not going to answer that one. I'll take the easy way out.
I want championships, but I'd also like my quarterback to be good, which none of those hypotheticals work for. So I agree. I don't know. I definitely championships are definitely important, but I also like the enjoyment of my quarterback making plays like he did tonight. Not the interceptions, but like some of those spectacular throws. It makes it fun. So
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited because Caleb is so special, but at the same time, when we go into next year, we're gonna have some defensive stars probably. We're gonna have some firepower on that side too. So it'll be fun to watch these guys kind of shut the door on teams and make it even more difficult. They did a great job today, but this is the floor. I truly believe that. So I want to go ahead and get to our I think we have another break, right? But I know we have a lot of voicemails, and I won't go too long. I know it's late, but I want to go ahead and get to those here soon, Fick.
Yeah, let's get to our second time out here then. All right, we're going to get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR Podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come. I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events if we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show.
Absolutely. Cannot wait for the offseason with those guys. We're going to have a lot of fun calls, too, down the road. So
I saw a tweet of yours, Dave, that was actually I want to talk about. So Caleb Williams just said that 2 things he's going to work on this offseason is footwork and accuracy. And I was saying this earlier. I think a lot of, well, not from me, I'm not a quarterback guru, but like watching people who have played it at a high level that know what they're talking about, like Kurt Warner and things, they're saying, yeah, it's definitely his footwork and that can get improved. What's great though, what we've seen from Caleb already, and I think Nick Wright has like harped this throughout the season, but it's a great point, right? A lot of times with players in all sports, they kind of focus on 1 to 2 things each offseason because you can't improve on everything. You can't. It's impossible, especially during the season. You kind of go, okay, this is the main 2 things I'm trying to accomplish, and I'm going to do it. Caleb last year took 68 sacks. This year, he took way less. So I think he focused on that primarily, and it worked out. Obviously, the offensive line got better, so that plays a part into it too. But you can see his pocket awareness and feel was much better. It was on display again in this game when he didn't take a sack and avoided that big one where he converted the 3rd down. Second thing I think he wanted to work on was the pre-snap stuff, especially earlier in the season. This was another game where they didn't have to take a timeout because the clock was running down. They didn't have any false starts or people weren't in the right positions pre-snap, right? They had some post-snap issues, but you saw late most in this season that they have been pretty
cleaned
in
up.
Line. Yeah, cleaned up.
It's beautiful.
No. Yeah.
I didn't want to jinx it, but you're right. It's such a great point. I was thinking throughout the game, like this team does not shoot themselves in the foot anymore, penalty wise.
Yep.
pre-snap, nothing. And it was a huge storyline. If you guys remember going back to the earlier season, the preseason, even in camp, it's like, dang, like
week
these guys
we were talking about is like, God, so many penalties.
But that's coaching, and that's why this floor, I'm going to talk about it. It's so high because I believe in this staff. I believe in these players. They're so smart too. We got to give the players credit. Like there's a lot that goes on with the playbook, and to lean on four rookies, a lot of them on offense, right? Trapillo, Manungai, Loveland, Burden. To lean on those four guys, you give them credit, give the veterans credit. But man, what a job by that coaching staff to clean that up, because obviously today there was inconsistency. It wasn't pre-snap. We didn't see a lot of yellow laundry on the field. So
and that goes to my point where I think, like, if Caleb says those are the two things I work on, I feel since we've already seen what one offseason did, I can feel confident that those will actually be significantly better next offseason. So I think that gives me, again, we're looking big picture here now. I'm starting to shift my mood a little bit, is that I do feel good about that. Again, that floor with Caleb Williams, the coaching, the whole team overall, the second year getting it right. So, and we saw that in Detroit with even Ben Johnson. Like, first year was pretty good as an offensive coordinator. Second year is when people were like, oh, is Jared Goff an MVP? So excited, excuse me, to see how that goes. But I just want to call that out because I think that's a big one.
Yeah. Well, hey, let's get to your voicemails, and then we'll finish up with our shout outs and we'll be back late in the week. We are not done. Like I said, our off-season coverage will kick off later next week, and we'll hit the ground running. So, Vic, I know we actually have a decent amount of voicemails. So
we have a decent amount. So Chris has 3 of them. They're shorter though, so I'm going to play them in order because I'm not sure, maybe accidents, but I just want to make sure he gets his voicemails in. So we'll start there.
Dave, Ficky, Jack, it's Chris. Just after halftime, the refs want to beat us this game. There should have been a number of calls against the Rams so far. Drop passes, feeling good though. I think we got it. Let's go. Bear down, boys. Let's get it done. Defense coming up big right now. Big time. Let's go.
Probably the most positive halftime voicemail we've had all season. But thank you, Chris, Hall of Fame Grizzly member. Let's go to your second one here.
Oh, my God, boys. Oh, my God. What was that 50-yard pass on the back foot to the end zone to commit? Holy gee. We are not going down without a fight, boys. Let's go.
This third one's going to be fantastic. Let's see it here, Chris. How does this end?
Oh, no.
Well, we tried, boys. We tried. Played our heart out. We left it all on the field, I think. Man, what a season. I'm so proud of this team, so proud of these boys on the field playing. They played their guts out all season long. It was so close. We should have had that game. We should have had this game. Should have been ours. Could have been, would have been, you know?
Man, I felt like I was following him through the emotions of that whole thing from that. So, but thank you, Chris. We appreciate you taking us to that roller coaster because that's exactly how we all felt. Let's go to Tony next.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
End of the season. Disappointing way to lose, but we went way farther than what most people thought. Most people thought we weren't even going to make the playoffs, nor win the NFC Championship, nor win a playoff game for the first time in about 15 years. So I am sad, but not upset. We'll come back. We need more defense, but we got this. Bear down. Let's go.
Love it. I love the positivity about the next season. So that's lifting my spirits. I appreciate it. Let's go to Demio next.
Brothers, bear down, man. Hell of a season. The future of this team is Colson Loveland, Luther Bird, and whatever running back we got in Caleb. Fuck DJ Moore. DJ Moore quits on routes if he doesn't think he gets the ball. And we need to spend at least 3 draft picks next year on this defensive line. Bear down.
Love that, Demio. I know we didn't talk about this, Dave. We barely talked about it. But DJ Moore, when he gets the ball, though, like he was the only one catching the ball today. But I do get the frustration of him not running routes. That's kind of been an issue throughout the season.
That's the thing with DJ, man. I've defended him. I just can't defend that last play. Shout out to Caleb.
Oh no, I'm not defending that.
For him, saying there was a miscommunication. I get that, but it clearly looks like he just stops and gives up. And yeah. Let's just next voicemail. I don't want to rehash that
for sure. That's fine. Let's go to our Hall of Fame Grizzly member Jerome from Darien.
Well, boys, it's Jerome from Darien. That was a very, very disappointing way for that game to be lost, but it is what it is. I am so happy with this team. This is the first time in my life where when things didn't finish with the Super Bowl, that I feel like we got something to work with in the future. Caleb is our guy. Ben is our guy. They'll get all that bullshit from tonight cleaned up, and we got a lot to look forward to in the future, baby. Bear the fuck down.
Appreciate it, Jerome. Future looks great. Let's go to another Hall of Fame.
Shout out. I know this is our last voicemail.
Yes.
Possibly at least post game. So shout out to Jerome every single week.
Yeah. Great ones. Great ones. I appreciate that. I was excited to see. I love the repeat callers. And now he's a part of the Patreon as well. So it's even fantastic. Speaking of Patreon, we got our another Hall of Fame Grizzly member, Michael from across the pond. So I know it's late over there in the UK. Let's get to yours.
Good season, boys.
Sorry. I always forget how short his are because it's like 4 a.m. when he's giving it. But thank you. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Hopefully see you on the next BFR call. Let's go to Chad next.
Well, they fought till the end. Leaves a little bad taste in your mouth, but they had a great season. Beat the Packers twice. Won the division. It's just an awful way to end the game like that. But I believe they'll be back next year. Bear down.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you.
They will. They will. Special coach, special QB.
Sure hope so. I haven't had this much hope. How about that? Gustavo, you're next.
I don't understand. We dropped 2 field goal attempts for that bullshit. Like, what are we doing?
I can tell Gustavo's out. He's probably had quite a bit of drinks, but I feel you, Gustavo. Those 6 points definitely played a part here. Hopefully you're feeling better in the morning. Get some sleep. Let's go to Mason next.
Damn it, man. I wish we would have won that, but and I know I should be happy, but I just can't be happy after a loss like that, man. We had them on the ropes. Could have won. Don't know about that deep ball, but I guess, we make mistakes. Young team, second year with Ben Johnson. He's going to get better. Caleb's going to get better. I'm excited for the new season, but it's just rough one, just the rough.
Appreciate it, Mason, and thanks. You sent in voicemails a lot this season as well, so we'll make sure to give you a shout out. Really do appreciate that. Let's go to Brittany next. I think this is a first timer. Let's hear this.
I'm so gutted the way that this season ended. I mean, I really wanted it to continue. I honestly thought we were going to win like we've done so many times before, but, sometimes it's just not in the cards. But you know what? Hell of a season. We did so well. I mean, Ben Johnson's first year as a head coach, Caleb, the whole team, they gave it their all, and that's really all we can ask for. So bear down. We'll be back next year stronger and better.
Love that voicemail, Brittany. Appreciate that. Love to see more of those next season.
Very mellow. I love that. Calm.
That was a good one. Let's go to Luke next.
All I got to say is DJ Moore is absolutely done here. You can't give up on routes and be on a team like this. He did it in Detroit, and he did it tonight, and it just seems like it's a 50-50 on whether he cares or not. Props to him for the Green Bay play and a couple of other ones tonight, but he just absolutely does not care enough to be on this team. Trade him for assets, trade him for a first-round pick, trade him for something, because I don't want him on this team.
Fair point. He's still a weapon, so I'm sorry, I can't trade him. But anyways, we'll get to that in the offseason.
There's going to be so many talks about DJ on what they could do. Package him. I don't know. We'll get to it though.
Yeah, we will.
Good
sure.
voicemail.
But definitely, Luke, definitely understand your sentiment because that's a horrible way to end the game. You can't be doing that. Let's get to Garrett next.
don't get me wrong. This season was definitely one to remember. I was not expecting this. We are clearly ahead of schedule, but some of Ben's decision makings today was absolutely brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that throw by Caleb in the overtime. I know he's trying to go for the big one, but I don't understand that situation. But this is looking bright for the future. But I was really hoping for something different.
Spot on. That's how it was. At least that's how I felt. I'm play calling, so I'm not gonna get on that soapbox again. But Garrett, thank you for the voicemail. Let's go to Ryan next. I don't know. This might be our Hall of Fame Ryan as well. Let's see.
As much as this loss hurts, if you told me that the Bears were going to go 11-6, make the playoffs as a 2 seed, beat the Packers, and then go on to lose on an uncharacteristic set of interceptions, I would have told you that you're nuts. I'm proud as hell of this team. This rookie class is going to be good for a long time, and Caleb Williams undeniably a superstar. Along with that, we have one of the best coaches in the league. We'll be back. Bear down forever.
That's a good one too. Thank you, Ryan. That was really good. Yeah, a lot. Excuse me. Sorry. A lot of hopeful things to look for. The future could be bright, but you just never know with the NFL. That's what scares me a little bit. Let's finish it here with Alan.
What a game. What a season. I cannot believe what I saw from this team this year after what we talked about in the offseason. The best is yet to come. I cannot be mad about the way we went out. The Komet touchdown, unreal. I just hope next year we see Caleb running more, and we need Ben Johnson to admit that field goals are okay. Love you guys. Love the pod. Out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alan. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thanks to everybody who sent in a voicemail. I just want to let y'all know, even though this is our last post-game show for obviously this season, our voicemail line is always open. So if you want to call and talk about who you want in free agency, talk about maybe a trade package you want for DJ Moore, if that's the case, talk about anything Bears related during this offseason, please use the line below at speakpipe.com/the BFR podcast, because we will play them on all of our shows. So call in whatever it is. We'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. Maybe you disagree on something that Dave and I said. We love that. We love to hear those opinions and takes. So please make sure to feel free to call in. It's easy. You choose your phone, you go to the website, you hold it down like a voice note, and it gets sent to us. So, and again, thank you to everyone who sent voicemails consistently over this the season. It was awesome. The numbers kept growing and growing, just like how we had a bunch tonight. So we love to see that, because we see that the community is actually engaged and excited to really give their thoughts, and they feel comfortable and safe to, give those thoughts on our show. Because again, this is the Bears Film Room Podcast, the number one show for the fans, by the fans. Dave and I are fans like y'all. We went through this roller coaster of emotions, these comeback wins, heart rates up, tears shed from this crazy season. And so we want to make sure that we give back to y'all, the community, because you guys are first, because there's no other show, and I'll bet on it, there's no other show that's going to put the fans more first than what we do here at Bears Film Room Podcast. So again, thank you so much for all of the support from this season, whether it's voicemails, whether it's just watching the show, super chats, joining our Discord, being active in there, and to, of course, our Patreon members. So just want to say that. Thank you so much, because the Bears season was great, but our season here was even better. So I just want to thank you all for that.
Well said. Let's we'll wrap it up with our shout outs. Cannot wait. We'll be back next week. I think this is really good. If you can, hit that like button, like we always say, subscribe for the off-season coverage. And yeah, I really appreciate the kind words. Let's get our shout outs though, for sure.
Let's do it. Jerome from Darien, #OG. Ben's play calling left a lot to be desired tonight, but this team will give us a lot to cheer for in the years moving forward. Caleb is special, and we'll only see more in the future. Couldn't agree more. And Peril 34 on YouTube, #OG. Trade DJ and picks for Crosby, Simmons, Miles, or any other great D lineman we can get. We'll definitely talk about some of those trade scenarios coming up, but that is the weakness of this team, so it could be a possibility. Thank you for that, though, Peril. Michael from across the pond, which I hope you're in bed, said #OG, good season, heartbroken, but future is bright. Spot on. Isaac Everett, 9800 on YouTube with the #OG. Only thing I can get out of my head is that Caleb's pass is our version of Rodgers' Hail Mary against Arizona. Oh, that play was crazy. Same vibe. Had to have it. Gets it. Mistakes make them lose. Hurts a lot. Great season, though. A quarterback being compared to Aaron Rodgers, I will take that any day. We're in the navy and orange? Yes, please. Giovanni Garcia, 8387 on YouTube. Hashtag OG. What a great season. Bear down. Absolutely. We got Brock in here with the hashtag new face gang, who also sent in the super chat. So we really do appreciate that. It's your first time in here and you went ahead and donated to the show. We really do appreciate that. That doesn't go unforgotten. So thank you so much, Brock. And welcome to Bears Film Room Podcast, number one show for the fans, by the fans. Jimmy Reardon on Twitter said, at least we have plenty of highlights to watch this season. Hashtag OG.
True.
You remember last year
Just a
where
lot.
they did the Caleb like mixtape? The NFL dropped it and it was like 21 minutes.
There'll be
I
a
bet you
lot
this
more.
one- yeah, it's going to be like a movie. So yes, that's a great call out, Jimmy. Thank you for that. Domain expansion with the hashtag OG. Can't wait for year 2 of Ben and Caleb. I appreciate that. Oh, and Domain, I think you sent in a voicemail. I didn't see it in there. We might have to play that before the end, but I remember seeing that in there. But appreciate that. Plastic Rockets, hashtag OG. Hope this team makes the right moves to continue to be successful. Then we got Kyler Villagomez on YouTube, hashtag OG. Bear down. What a season. Ben Johnson is our guy. Caleb is our guy. The defense was elite. I've had so many great times this season. Thank you, Bears. We will be back next season. All love. Appreciate that, Kyler. We got Domain Beckham 495 said, hashtag OG. Can't wait for the future for the Bears and BFR. Both looking bright. Appreciate that, Domain. That's awesome. Hall of Fame Grizzly member Gage, hashtag OG. This season's the new Bears origin story. Love that. And then we got another Hall of Fame Grizzly member, Chris, here with a hashtag OG. Bear down. Let's go. Thanks for the pod, guys. Great season. Oh, and then we got
Love
one
it.
here as well from OG Media said, thank you all for the coverage. Y'all the best ones out there. Love following your in-game content too. Unmatched. Does that make me an OG? Yes, it does. Welcome to the OG Club, AG Media. We really do appreciate all of those kind words. So, yeah. I think that is it. I didn't see if there was any
I love it.
questions. Sorry, I just want to see. I think there's one, and that was from Plastic Rockets. But any word on Loveland, it's a concussion. Or that's what we think. So, but that's not long term, and the season's over, so he should be fine.
No, appreciate everyone. 10,000, actually 11,000 essentially across all platforms watching tonight.
Crazy.
So thank you so much. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe, Apple, Spotify, keep doing what you're doing. Subscribe and rate the pod 5 stars if you can. We'll be back later. Well, in just a few days, probably. Hit that notification bell to stay tuned. Of course, follow us on all socials. You can keep up on when we're going to go live. Hell of a season. I'm happy, man. It sucks, but I feel good. Haven't felt like this after a Bears season has concluded in a very long time. Super optimistic. Thank you to Fick. We didn't miss a week, man. We didn't miss a pod, and shout out to our viewers. Such a fun season.
Great
and
season.
Hopefully it's just the beginning of a great chapter with Caleb, Ben Johnson. We'll have our next episode is going to be essentially a full overview. We're going to go through the beginning of the season, favorite moments, and just go
Year
through
review.
a little bit more detailed. This is an instant reaction. We're going to have a little bit more nuanced detail to it, and it's going to be a fun show. So our end of year recap show will be a lot of fun. So stay tuned. Again, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Probably aiming for about Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday. We'll get that one out to you guys. So Fick, anything else?
We do have this last voicemail because he did get it in time. I just forgot to add it in. So I want to play domains real quick. Yeah, just to be fair.
Okay.
Super Bowl or not, any Bears fan that says this season wasn't a success is lying to themselves and all of us. Iceman Williams did his thing. I still love Caleb. Don't know what happened on that last play. Kind of looked like DJ slowed up.
Mm-hmm.
But what a ride, man. It's still bear down on to year 2. It's going to be crazy. Loveland, we missed you out there. It's bear down, baby. Love y'all.
Thank you, Domain. I know Domain's been an OG for a while, so I want to make sure we got his voicemail in, but really do appreciate that. I agree completely. So
that's a good
Thank
one.
you for that. It's a good one to end on.
Perfect. All right. Well, we appreciate you guys. We'll be back later.
Bro, sorry. We got to do this. Sorry, Ted. Got to give a shout to our Hall of Fame groups like we always do. Sorry. It's getting late. My bad. The loss is still affecting me. But got a quick shout out for Hall of Fame Grizzlies. As always, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members that hold down the den. If you want to be fire like them and you want to be a part of the shout outs every time and get a bunch of awesome free features as well, go ahead and join the Patreon link in description. So starting off here, our Hall of Fame Grizzlies. Shout out to Michael from across the pond, Gage, who was in here, Phil, Michael Barry, Angie, Ryan, who's left a voicemail. Excuse me, that's my bad. Daniel Jones across the pond, Thomas, Tito, Dave, Jerome, who left a voicemail, and Chris, who left a voicemail today as well. Thank you so much, you Hall of Fame Grizzlies. You guys have been awesome. I love seeing this list grow during this season. It's been awesome to talk with you guys on our monthly calls as well. So we really do appreciate that. And we got to give love to our rookie Grizzlies as well. Alex, Chris, Ethan, Lee, Caleb, Jason, and Megan. Y'all also rock. Really do appreciate all the support this year on the Patreon. So much love to y'all. Okay. That's it. It's the last one, I promise. All the shout outs are done. Thank you guys so much for this awesome season.
Absolutely.
So, appreciate it.
Appreciate you all. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'm not sure if you're off tomorrow. But again, thank you. Bear down.
Peace out.